Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a simple to-do list application, right? This is going to be beginner friendly, so you will learn how to create collections in Firebase. You'll learn how to query backend, all right, inside FlutterFlow. And then you'll also learn how to create your projects, of course, and then do a couple of very simple basic designs from scratch. So let's see how we can create this simply and fast. Alright, so this design I made on Whimsical. Whimsical allows you to create wireframes, so you can just easily like sketch a wireframe of what you want to design, just like Figma, right? So but it doesn't have so much of the outstanding features like that's found inside Figma, but this just allows me to create a very simple sketch. Now this is how our application will look like. It will be called ToDo app. It will be able to display a list of to-dos that we have created. This is gonna be the list of to-dos. We will see just the day and the date. And then when we click on this, it will bring us to something like this. So you see Monday, the date, task 1, read a book, task 2, read a book, or something different, and task 3, something different, right? And then when you click on this plus icon, it will bring you to this other screen where you can go ahead and fill in details of your to-do and create to-do. That's exactly what we're going to do. And let's see how we can do this quickly and fast. All right. So first of all, what we need to do is we will go to FlutterFlow and then just sign in. I believe you've already created an account, so just sign in. And while you're signed in, you just need to go ahead and click here on the create new and then call your application. Well, I think I might like it like this. So ToDo app, then click on create blank, and then don't touch anything around here, just click on next step. Then you need to provide FlutterFlow with your Firebase project ID. Okay, so how do you do that? You come to Firebase console. This is Firebase. How do you access Firebase? You access Firebase from console.firebase.google.com, and then here I'll just click on add project. I'll call the project ToDo app, and I'll click on continue. I will uncheck Google Analytics, create project. I'll wait for a couple of seconds for Firebase to completely provision resources for my project, and then after that I will go ahead and start setting up my project in Firebase. But the very first thing I need to do is just to copy the project ID and bring it back to FlutterFlow. So I clicked on continue, click on the icon here, the gear icon, go to project settings, and then copy this. This is what you have as your project ID for Firebase. See, it says a project ID, so you just copy it, and then I come here, then I'll paste it. Now there's something you need to do while you're copying the project ID. Just come here to users and permissions, add member, and type Firebase at FlutterFlow.io. okay, then click here to change it to editor, click on done and add member. So basically what you have just done right now is you're adding FlutterFlow as an editor, okay, so to this Firebase project. That's basically what you're doing. And so we will come back here and then we click on connect. We will now be connecting our Firebase, our Flutter projects to Firebase. Then after that, we'll click on auto generate config files, click on generate files, wait for a couple of seconds, and then FlutterFlow is going to generate tiny bits of files that our FlutterFlow project will need to be able to work successfully. That's basically what is happening right now. Okay, so we are not going to use login logout here, so we won't really need to do any authentication. So we just need an initial page, but you can just check this, okay, Then we will click on this to set an initial page. We're starting with blank, so we'll click on this and we'll call it let's just call it to do. All right, so to do. So then from there we click on start building. Now it gives us this empty blank page, and we can now start working on it. Don't forget, we want to create something that looks like this. So we'll have a text here, a text widget here. Then we will have more like some widget here, maybe a container, and then we give the container a border color or something, right? And then we just try to set this up. Okay, so let's see how we can do that simply. Now let's call these let's click on that and change it to let's call it to do app. Let's space it. Okay, so to do app. So that's it, to do app. And then here we want to put rectangles here. So but now there's something that we need to do. We need to put, since we want to be able to, for instance here, this information here will be, you know, queried. We're going to query our backend, our database, to get this information, right? To get this information here. So we will need to put it in a ListView element or ListView widget. Okay, so that's like very important for you to note. So I'll go ahead and come back here, and really I am considering, how should we start this project? Should we start from here, or should we start from having an icon? I think we should just start from here. Just design it first, then from there we start building it. That's building the backend. Okay, so let's see. All right, so for us to do this, we can start it anyhow, right? And then just fix it along the way. But let's go ahead, come to the widget tree. We have the to do app, right? So we can create we can go ahead and create other screens, but basically our app has just 3 major screens, this, and this, right? So that's just it. It's just 3 screens. So we can go ahead and say this one is going to be create to do, this one is going to be to do list, something like that. So let's click on this button here for new page and click on blank and say create to do. All right, create to do, and then we have another one, so we can just change here and say create to do, create to do. Okay, so then we can go ahead and click on the plus icon. This is for you to add your new pages, so we can click on it again and then click on create blank. We'll say to do list. All right, so then click in here and say well, to do list. We will call it something else later. We will use some other details over here. So now we have create to do, we have to do, we have to do list. So let's go back to do and then walk around it. So now this is our widget tree. We want to begin to put some things inside it. We want to put for us to have these kind of rectangle here and then have text inside it, we have to use something called container. So let's go ahead and click on the add child to widget. This place is like what is called add child to widget. So we need to add a container. So I added a container here inside a column, right? Because we're going to be stacking things from top to bottom. Okay, so now this is my container, and I will put a padding on top as 16 to give some space there. Then I'll put a padding here and say 16 as well, and then I will go ahead and give it a length. Either I do like this, nope, not that. I'll leave it like this. Let's say I want to give it like increase the width, so let's make this width 360. Okay, yeah, so we have it like this, our container. Now look at this. This is like the height of the container, so we can try to figure out what we want it to be here. But first of all, let's now we can see that it is white, the container is white, the background is a bit grayish, right? So what we need to do is let's click on the container, add some padding on the right, 16, Okay, so now this is okay like that. All right, what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and we can change this the fill color. Let's just give it another color for now. We can change it later. So here we have the to-do app. This is a container. So we can do it like this. Then we need to go ahead and begin to put text inside it. So look at this. We have Monday, we have this here, and then we have this. So basically these is stacked on top of this, right? So this is definitely going to be a column, right? But now if this is a column, then what is this, right? So what we just need to understand is that this is going to be more like so here we might have like this might just be a row. Okay, if we have this like this, let me see, this is gonna be a column, of course. Then how about this? Okay, let's create it in a different way. Let's go ahead and bring in a column here. Either we bring, yes, we need to bring a column inside here, inside the container, because we want to stack things on top. So I'll click on this and then put in a column inside it. There's a column now inside this, so, and it's filling the entire thing. We can either leave it like that, or we can click on the center here and give it some padding and say 16. So it's now pushing things in between, right? So we can leave it like that. Later on we can change it if we want to. So let's go ahead and inside this column right now, let's click on this and add okay, I'm thinking let's add a text. So we add a text inside it, and then this text says Monday. So this text says Monday, and we scroll down and we go to text color, and then we give it white, right? Okay, so now this is fine. We can click on Monday itself, that's sorry, on the column itself, and then we might change the alignment. Okay, so we might want to push these things to the end like this. Okay, so I just clicked on this to push it to the left hand side. Then here I'm going to add another text. Either I add or I just duplicate what I have done here. So Ctrl D duplicates it, and then I can have this as my date. So I can have 13/3/2023. Okay, I can later on, I can make this one bigger. I can make this one 26. Alright, then I can make it bold. I come here to font weight and make it bold. Okay, so we're good like that. Then now that we have had this, okay, so let me see, we can go ahead and this is our column. Alright, so we need to have something here. We need to have something here, and for us to have something here, it has to be in a row, right? So what we're going to do right now is this text that is inside here, what we're going to do is we're going to right click on it and wrap the widget around a row. Okay, so we just wrapped that text widget in a row. That means we put it inside a row. So with these now, we can go ahead and then click on this add the child to widgets. Then we will click on here to search for icons, and then I'll click on here. Then I have an icon here. Click here on the right hand side, settings outlined, search for arrow, maybe arrow or right. I'm gonna use this. Then I'll go ahead and change the icon color to white. Okay, then now I want to push this icon to the right hand side. So what I'll do is I have to look for the row that both elements, both widgets are inside. Then I will click on this to space them apart. So like this, we have this structure showing out very well. So we have this, and it's good for us. So we can click on the entire container here, click on this, and then duplicate it, and again, and again, and maybe again. Now the thing is this, eventually we're going to delete this, or we don't even need to do it. Let's just leave it as one. Okay, so we have this. Now the thing is this, we will be able to duplicate all of these things all of this when we are using like querying data from our backend. Okay, so we have this done for the first screen, and okay, we have one thing that is missing. So we need to click on the to do, click on this, and add let me see if I can find that. What is this? This is a floating action button, so I click on it. Yes, so I'm gonna add a button here. So it says add here, so I'm gonna click here to add an icon. So click to put an icon inside it, then click settings outline, and then say add, because I'm looking for this icon for add. Then I'll click to change the icon color to white, and like that we have this. Okay, so yes, I know we've changed it a little bit from what we have here, but I think this is a little bit much better. So we have these like this. So we will click all of this button here to go to our create to do. So let's go to our create to do. What happens in our create to do? So we're going to have a text field like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we create one, we can duplicate for the rest and change the contents and put a big button for create to do, and then we're done with that. Then we go ahead and create something for these as well. Okay, so I think that is what we have to do, and let's see the next thing to do. Alright, let's come here to the column of this create to do. Click on add a child to this widget and search for text field. This is text field, so it's here right now, and we are going to add some padding around it. So I just clicked on this so that I can add it uniformly around it. So I'll say 16, and now it's like that, it's added all around. I will scroll down here so I can change it from being underlined, that's the input border. I want to change it to outline, so we can have you know, a border. But now I have to go ahead and still give it the border a color. So I'll click here and then give the border a grayish color like this. Okay, so we can click on this, still scroll down again. We need to give that border a radius. So I'll click on this. Okay, click on this and say 8. Alright, so now it has some form of radius now. The border has some radius. So this is going to be what we have here is day of the week, date, task 1, and all of that. So let's click here and go and change the hint text. So the hint text here is going to be day of the week. Hint text here is going to be Monday. Alright, so Monday. Then the label here, we can give it a label and say day of the week. Okay, so now we have something like this, really beautiful. So we click on this, and we will go ahead and then duplicate it. So we click on this, Control D, again, and again. So I think we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5, not 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 5. I think this is 5 now. So I think on top of here, let's click on the column itself. Let's give this column some 16. Yeah, so that's a padding, pushing it down. Then what I need us to do now is we can go ahead and add a button. Click on this to add a button. I have to click on the column, not the entire to do. So where is it? Click on the column, click on here, add a button. Yeah, this is it. Then change the name to create to do. Then scroll down, come to width and give it 360. Alright, so we have our create to do list design already. So this is day of the week. This is going to be date of the week. Is it date of the week or just date? Let's just say date. Let's change that thing to date. Let's say date. Alright, I just changed the label text to date, and I'll come here to hint text and put it like 13 3rd 2023. So this guides the person on what can be written there. So for the next text field, I will say task 1. I really don't need to give them a hint. Then I'll click the next one. Then I will go to here and say task 2. Then I don't need to give them a hint as well. Don't worry, when we're using it, when the user clicks on this task 1 is going to become the label text. That's just how beautiful it is. So here we will say what is here. This is going to be task 3, and then there is no hint text. Okay, so we're good. If you go ahead and test this page, you will see what I'm talking about. So I just clicked on the eye icon to preview it. So if you see it like this, if you tap on this, the date goes there and you see the hint text. If you click on this, right, so that's how pretty beautiful this is and great to do and all of that. So we are fine. I actually clicked on this icon to preview the application. Okay, so the next thing we need to do here quickly is we're going to go ahead and create the last one, which is to-do list. So this is going to be the list of our the things that we've already created inside the database. So let's go ahead and look at how we did it here. So we have Monday, the date, and then task 1. Then we have a gray icon here, gray border, and all of this here. So what we need to do is we're going to go ahead and set it up. Let's go ahead and do that like right now. So let's say let's come here inside this to-do list, right? Where is that? Monday. So we're going to come here, click on the column, click on this, and add a text. Go ahead and give the text some alignment. All right, so let's say 16 on the top, 16 on the left. Right, that's like the padding. So I will just say this is not hello world, this is Monday. Okay, Mondani. Oh, I mean Monday. So Monday. Yeah, so click on this and say Control D. I'm duplicating that. So this is going to be my date. So 13/3/2023. Then let's look at it again. Then we have task 1. So I will click on this again, Control D, just to duplicate it again, and say task 1. Okay, so let's make it a little bit cool, right? So here this doesn't, okay, here we have this 16 and here we have 13. It doesn't look like it's properly aligned. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this padding on the left, make it 0. Come here, remove this padding as well, make it 0. Okay, so click on this. Now I think I have some issues with alignment. Let's click on this to align it to the left, click on this to also align it to the left, and then here to align it to the left, just to be sure what is happening here. So it's supposed to be on the same location, so I'm trying to figure out what's happening. Okay, and here, so everything seems right, but I'm not getting the vibe I'm supposed to get. Okay, so is the problem from here? Oh, I see, this person is right 0. Okay, so this is this is this. So I'm not still getting what I need. I need to get, okay, just like recycle this thing, recycle this, and then it's not still giving me what I want. Okay, let's click on the column itself and just give it a padding from the left. So 16. Nice. So Now what I'm going to do is I'll click on this and push everyone to the left. Yeah, so I've done it finally. So here I did the alignment thing. Yeah, so I clicked on the column, then I said everyone should just go to the left. So I'll click on this. I can add some padding below, let's say 8. Then here I can add even more, maybe 10. Not really that. Yeah, 10 is okay. Then here let me increase the font size for this to 26. Then the font weight, I make it 6. Okay, like this is good for me. Then I'll click on the column, right, and give a padding on the top, 16. All right. Now if you observe, my column is, it's just taking the width of the largest widget here. So what I would want to do is, I think I would like to let me see. So okay, so I can go ahead and do a couple of things. Let me see. Alright, so I think we're good like this for now. I'm going to go ahead and then we're going to put some things inside it. So let's click on add a child to widget. Let's bring in a container. So this is a container inside the column itself. And then the width of this container is going to be 360. Okay, so 360 is good. We can give the secondary color, we can give it this color. Alright, so we have it like this. So if you check out here, we have readable text inside it. So we can come back here, click on the container itself, click on this and add a text inside the container. Okay, so now if I add it inside the container, it's gonna be a bit weird, so I'll just Ctrl Z that, click on the container, add a child to widget. I want to add a row to the widget, to that container. So I add a row inside it, then I'll give some padding to the row. So I want to add it everywhere, so I want to say 16 everywhere. Good. Then inside this row, I'm going to click on it to add a text inside it. That text is going to be read a book. Okay, so we are read a book. Then I'll scroll down to change the color of the text to white. All right, okay, so now I have this is just what I wanted to do. Okay, so let's see, I have this will duplicate itself. It's going to be these and these will be from the database. Okay, so let's see. So task 1 here, task 2 here, task 3 here. Okay, this is not going to be a list view, it's just gonna be I will bring them out myself, so not a list view. So what I'm gonna do is I'll continue building it like this. I will go ahead and say here, like I'm gonna select where is it, here, and then I select this text here. I don't know, would that work? Say Ctrl D. It didn't work. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on this container and duplicate the container. And this container right now, I'm gonna give the container a padding on top, 16. Okay, so no, not 16. Not 16. Let's see. I have this is a container itself. I need a text above the container. So like this text right now, I will duplicate this text. Not that one. Where is it? This one on top here. I will duplicate it. Ctrl D to duplicate it. So I will click on the text and drag it into this container. let's see, did it give me what I want? No. So I'll click on this and just bring it outside. No, it doesn't still give me what I want. So let's see. Alright, so basically this text is inside this big column, right? This big column, this text is not inside any other thing, it's just inside this big column. So what I can do is I'll click on this container and take it off first, right? Let's delete this task. And this is the big column itself. I'll click on the column and add a text, right? Good. Then I'll call this text tax 2. Alright, and then here for this I will Control D and we'll give a padding on top of it, 16. Nope, this is the one I want to give a padding to, so I'll say 16. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to reposition it. So I'll drag this and put it just down above. So this is it. So we have it like this. Okay, so we can go ahead and click on the column again, click on add a child to this widget and click on text again and say tax 3. Alright, so that's tax 3. Then for this big container again, the same thing, we say Control D, then push this behind it. Okay, so this is it. We have what we wanted. So tax 1, tax read a book, tax 2 read a book, tax 3 read a book. So this is it. Now we need to do a couple of other things, let's click on this and I want to go ahead and put something at the beginning on top of this text, which is Monday, right? So I will click on, it's gonna be difficult but not so difficult, so I'll just say icon, yeah, so icon and click an icon, yeah. So come here to settings outline and say back. So we need an icon for back. We can use this, it might suit our purpose. So it's down here and it's very far up. We want to push it, just drag it and take it to top here. Okay, so when we reach this point we can click on this and give this an extra alignment and say 16. Okay, so we can have something like this as our arrow back. So we can change the color. No, let's change the color to maybe this. Okay, so just basic designs. Okay, so now we have to-do list, we have this. So what we need to do now is we're done creating the design. This is Monday, the to-do itself creates to-do. Let's see, let me click on this and say, alright, so this is basically your app bar. Okay, your app bar. So I clicked on this to take me there. So you can, let me close this and show you. So this is the app bar, right? This is the app bar. You can go ahead and click this to see the different types of app bars. So you can choose to use this so you can have both the back arrow and the title of the page, or these, anyone. So I think we can go for something like this. Oh, it's not beautiful. Something like this works. Yeah, I would prefer something like this. So it can go back to where we were before. So let's come back here to to-do. We don't need that for that. And then we just created something here, but I think we can take it off. And then I'll remove this, let's just say 0. Okay, so we can go ahead and then click on the app bar here and then choose to use maybe this. Yeah, so to-do list. Okay, so we can use this, you can close this now. Alright, so we have, this is design and settings for our to-do application. We just need to go ahead and then start making it to happen. Where do we start from? Let's go to Firebase, and then first we go to, we don't need to do authentication, we just need to go to Firebase Firestore database, and You click on Firestore database, click on create database, start in test mode. Alright, and then click on next, click on enable, and after we've done a couple of this, then we're very close to completing it. Alright, so it has created our Firestore for us, so we can click here to start collection. We will call this collection ToDo, and then we'll click on next, click on auto ID. Now we need to go ahead and start giving it the variables that we have. So let's pay attention to here. So we say day of the week, so we can just say day, date, task 1, task 2, and task 3. That's all. So we will come here to say day. I like using small letters, so day is a string. You can put a value or not. Here is day, then this is gonna be date. Date is a string, you just type it as well. Okay, but in some other instance we could still do our timestamp and all of that, but let's just use string for now. Then we say task 1, so I'm using one word there, and still string. Task 2, still string again, and then task 3, still string as well. So I'll click on save, and then like this, now we have, this is the field already. That's all we need to create: date, day, task 1, task 2, task 3. So we do that, we have to also come here to Firestore inside FlutterFlow and do the same thing. So we'll click on add new collection, we'll call it ToDo. It has to be the same collection name like what you did in the other side. So click on create, click this start from scratch. So we'll say day, click here to change the data type, string and action. Come here to date, and the same thing, we're using string, and then this, and then here we say task 1. Task 1 is also string. So basically almost everything, not almost, all the variables that we're using here, they are all strings for this particular purpose. Okay, so we go ahead and then say task 3. We have task 3 is also string, and voila, we're done. Now what we need to do is, we have done this, we can go ahead and, just so that we can create something inside our Firestore, we need to go ahead and then turn on storage. So I clicked on build, then clicked on storage, then it brings me here, then I'll click on get started, and then I'll say start in text mode. Then I'll click on start in text mode and click on next, and then I'll click on done. Wait for a while until the bucket is being created by default, creating default bucket, and then when we are done with that, then we're very close to finishing. The next things we just need to do is query our database, do some couple of settings, and then we're done with the application. Yeah, I know it's taking quite some time to build a simple to-do list app. I get it. So well, basically this is one of the things that you can go through. It's even more difficult trying to write codes for these things, right? So but this is way easier, like super easy, just needs to take a couple of practice. So we're done with that. The next thing we need to do now is we will come here. Now this is where this is where we need to be very careful and smart. So here, this is just one element. We want this element to repeat itself, but now we will change the different things that are inside the elements. So what do? We're going to have to wrap this, right click on it and wrap this widget with something called ListView. All right, so this is ListView. So I'll click on it and I've wrapped it inside a ListView. So this, the most recent action would have caused a crashing error, so we've undone it for you. Okay, now it doesn't allow me to wrap that particular thing inside a widget. That's a bit annoying for me. So let's see, inside this column, let's click on this and say list view. All right, so this is list view. I think we should have built it inside, but now let's see what we can do. So here we have our container, right? So this is our list view. We will just try to drag our container inside the list view. Better. Okay, so I just did that. I'll try to wrap it inside a list view. It doesn't work. I created a list view and dragged it inside. So now that is it. So we have this. So inside this list view, let's see, like this container has above 16. Okay, it's fine, everything is safe. So we have list view here. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to go ahead and query our database. Now we haven't added anything yet, but we have to go ahead and just query it for querying sake. So we'll click on it, not for querying sake, I'm kidding. But we want to first of all, okay, all right, so let's leave this first and work on this so you can see what happens. So let's click on this floating icon, all right, and then click on action here, add an action. We want to make our action to be navigate to create to do. All right, so when our users reach this screen, they will click on this icon. It will take them to create to do. So this is create to do. Now let's go ahead and set this up first before we even get it out of database. We need to put something inside database before we can get it out, right guys? Okay, so let's try that first. So now for us to put something inside the database, we have to, you know, add an action to this create to do, while we are also ensuring that each of these widgets, each of these widget fields, the text fields, have been added to our database. So now let's see, okay, now let's go ahead and click on create to do, click on add action here, click on add action. We want to do something called Firestore. So we're going to Firestore. We want to create a document. We want to create documents for each of those inside the collection called to do. All right, so we'll click on this and say let's say create document, right? Now it does a backend call to create documents. Collection is going to be collection of to do, and then we will go ahead and add the fields. What are the fields that we want to add to this collection called to do? We will add the field day, which is Monday. So I'll just tap on it and say, okay, this is it. Specific value. No, we don't want to make a specific value. We want to make a value from a variable. Okay, so now when we go ahead and then click on this, we will click on onset, right? Then we will go to widget state, and in widget state we will say here, it says text field day of the week, so we pick this one. So that's basically this particular you know, the information that will be stored inside here when the user types will be stored inside this field called day in our collection called to do. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing. Now we need to go ahead and add another field. We say date, click on the date, and then we will say from variable, click on onset, come to widget state, and so it's gonna be day 2. All right, so we go ahead and add another field and say tax 1, scroll down, not from specific variable but from variable, not from specific value but from variable, click on onset, widget state, task 1, then click on add field, go to text, click on it, and then change it from specific to from variable. Click on this widget state. We're going to tax where is it? I hope we've been doing the right thing. So the first one was, yeah, this is it, tax 2, this is tax 1, this is tax 2. Click on add variable, tax 3, scroll down, from variable, click on onset, widget state, and task 3. So like that, we're done with that. So now we can actually create this. So the next thing we need to do is, I want us to add a snack bar. So let's click here to open action, open editor, and add another action, add another action. That action, let's just search for it, it's called snack bar. So add a snack bar and say to do created. Let's go here and add something at the beginning and say new to do created, and that's it. Okay, so with these we have created our to do. And then okay, another thing is we can also either we create that and then we create another one, right? right? So normally okay, let's leave it like that. If we need to adjust anything, we will, but this is it like that. So we can go ahead and then run our application. Let's run the application. I'll run it first so that we can actually try to put something inside the database now. But I think with this it works. So while that works, we need to go ahead and come to ToDo and then see how we can bring this thing out from the database. So I think we missed something in our whimsical. Okay, we didn't miss anything. This is supposed to show what appears. Okay, we didn't miss anything. Okay, so now we're very close to finishing it. We just need to go ahead and query this list view. So now that we have, let's say, have something in the database, click on the list view. All right, because that's what we want to query. Then we go ahead and do a backend query. We click on add backend query. It's quite simple. We're doing a direct query. It's called query the collection. Which collection we're querying to do? We want a list of document, not a single document. So, and then we can go ahead and then confirm. So it now shows that, oh, this is going to be a list of queries from the database. Now that we've done that, we need to go ahead and then do some basic things. So I'll click on here, this particular text, then click here. FlutterFlow is changing things. This was not always what it was before, but click on it. Go to do document and say day. All right, and then here, go here and click on this, and then go to do document and say date. All right, so like that, now we have, it's going to have the day here and then the date here. Then everything will just, so we'll have Monday. If there's a value for Monday, yeah, so it to be here. If there's another value for Tuesday, it to be here. So we're still waiting for these to prop up. Then now that we've done this, we're waiting for our initial run to complete. It's the very first time we're running it, so it takes a couple of time for that. Now the next thing we need to do now is we're going to move these information. You know, when a user clicks on this, so let's assume that they really tap on this button, not the entire thing. So let's say they tap on only this button. So we click here and then say add action. We want to redirect them, navigate them to where is it, the to-do list, okay, of that particular day. So to-do list, and then we want to not just do it like that. We want to be able to pass all the informations that are in this particular screen to that particular screen. We've done this a couple of times. So let's go ahead and click to define, add parameter. Let's call it to-do ref. To-do ref. Okay, so with to-do ref, we click on type and say it's document from reference, collection type, it's to-do, and then we confirm. It brings us back here. We go ahead and pass it. We click to pass, click on to-do ref, click on unset, go to to-do document and click on reference and confirm. Like that, we're done. We've passed the information that is supposed to be on this screen to the other screen. Okay, so now that we have done this, the next thing we just need to do is go to the to-do list itself and catch the data. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the entire thing here. Let's say I don't know, do we want to catch it from everywhere? Let's see, let's come to to-do. Let's catch it from the beginning here, from all of it, so that we can even put the name here. So we click on here, right? Okay, no, we don't need to catch it from here. Let's catch it from the column. Okay, so because we still want the other one to be like that. So column, we click on the column, and then we come to backend query. We click on add backend query, click on this, query from reference, what collection, to do, and then which of the references. So we're using the to-do ref, confirm and confirm, and that's it, we're done. So we'll click on this now, and then click on this icon to pick the to-do document details. So day, and then click on this, tap on this as well, and go to to-do document and date, and then here click on this, tap on this as well, go to to-do document and say tax 1, click on this, tap on this as well, go to to-do document, say tax 2, come here, tap on this, go to do document, scroll down and say tax 3. With that, we're done with our application, and what we just need to do is go ahead and then run it one more time. So we click on this to run it the second time. We will use the previous running. This is the previous thing that we did. Cool enough, actually we have data from the database. Yeah, but it doesn't carry the information here. You see, it gives us just Monday because oh no, it doesn't give us Monday. It didn't use what we did before. So yeah, but we can click here and put information in the database. So this is day of the week. Yeah, so let's say today, of course today is Monday. Don't forget, nothing is in the database, so today is Monday, and then yeah, it is actually 13/3/2023. Let's say stop my alarm. Of course, I think that should be the first thing, stop my alarm. So when I wake up, of course the alarm wakes me up, so I stop the alarm, say a prayer, and then brush my teeth. Okay, so I can go ahead and click on create to do. Then there's going to be a snack bar that says new to do created. So we've created a new to do, so we can come here to this and we will see that a new document has been created. So it shows here that we have a document. So with that, we're currently running a new we're doing a new run for the recent update that we've done to the application. So with that, we will be able to check the overall progress that we have made in the entire thing, because we are done with the application. So if at all there's a particular challenge that you have, you can just drop it as a comment in the comment section, and then I will be sure to help you out. And meanwhile, if at all you've not subscribed to this channel, click to subscribe to the channel, and then also let me know what you think about how I teach. Alright, so the thing here is yes, we have stored a variable inside, like a data here, Monday, and then we have this. The reason why we have this is because there's a collection, a document here that's empty, so we needed to create it. So we can go ahead and then click on here to say delete document. So we can just delete the document, and then if we delete that document, I think it should also disappear from our application. Yeah, so it's off. Alright, so now we have this. We can click on this and it brings me to my to-do list application. Stop my alarm, say a prayer, and brush my teeth. So I can go ahead and click to add another one. So tomorrow is Tuesday, so I'll say Tuesday. I will say it's gonna be 14/3/2023. Task 1, make a tutorial. Make a tutorial for no coders. Then cook okra soup. Well, it's a native delicacy in Nigeria, my country. So cook okra soup, and do some coding for fun. Alright, so do some coding for fun, create to do. And I have here new to do created, so I can go back and I see, of course, Monday and Tuesday. So Monday is here, and then Tuesday is here. That is it, guys. So I can add as many as I want. I can add for Saturday, I can add for any day. Right? So if you enjoyed this tutorial, just give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Write us a comment if you have any challenge, and thank you very much for watching the video. See you in the next video.